Navi's turn to ban.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dreamhack. Welcome to your secondary stream for the event. Of course, the main stream, if you want to catch any of the games being cast by 2GD, Gods, Draskell, and the rest of the paddle. Oh, Toby as well, of course. Check that out, http://twitch.tv/DreamhackDota. But I'm LD. I'm joined here by Paint Dota, and we are bringing Navi versus Out of Tangos, who I gotta say have a hell of a logo.
Let me check out this logo real quick. Oh!
It's pretty nice, man. I like it.
I like the logo.
I don't know if you're familiar with this team. I unfortunately don't know a thing about them, so for me, I'm going to be watching and learning, but have you seen these guys play before?
I have not seen these guys play before, but they banned Templar Assassin, so that's a good start.
Yeah, I spoke to the other Bruno. There's two Brunos who work for Dota Academy, and he had a chance to talk to Puppy. Puppy actually thinks right now there's a big advantage for first pick, and the reason he thinks so, I'm paraphrasing his conversation with Bruno, is basically there are two heroes that just win you a lane automatically, or require a lot of resources to deal with. Templar Assassin and Bat Rider. And we see both of those banned out. Now, obviously, if you get Bat Rider, Puppy feels that kind of deals with the TA nicely. We've seen that before. Bounty Hunter, the hero that he thinks is sort of the best of the rest. And so in that sense, having first pick gives you a bit of a leg up. Bounty Hunter not going to be here. Neither is Magnetar. So we see both of these extremely obnoxious offlaners getting banned, although a lot of the European teams have been running Magnus more as a solo mid from time to time.
Yeah, and I mean, I've said for a while now that Bat is a hero that needs to be banned out. I don't think any good team can afford to give it up. It's just such a deadly hero now that he got the strength buff and he has the cast time buff. All he needed was cast animation buff. But we see a Rubik first pick out of out of Tangos.
Oot?
Yeah, I wanted to say Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I thought that was their name.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really leaning towards that. And it's a strange first pick, but if they're comfortable with their style, then it's a good first pick for sure. And we see a Darkseer and Jakiro picked up from Navi. This is a great combination at any time. Basically, Darkseer and Ice Path is just fantastic. It was great before the nerf, or before the buff of Ice Path, and it's even better now that you can vacuum people into Ice Path.
It's pretty cheesy. I mean, seriously, like, vacuum Ice Path, guaranteed 3, 4, 5 hero Ice Path, and then Macropyre as well. If you something like Stormbolt on top of this, and by the way, Sven, not banned out, is a possibility anyway, it gets really obnoxious.
Yeah. Did you watch Navi's games previous to the Ice Path buff? In Star Ladder, was it 2, where they faced off against Maus? I'm pretty sure they ran THD, like, pre-buff. And they were hitting the combo no problem with Ice Path and Vacuum.
Oh yeah, and now it's so easy.
Yeah, now it's just so much easier.
And this is another hero actually that Navi have said, or that Puppy was talking to Bruno about, and said he thinks Wisp is a little bit broken in a sense. A pretty powerful hero, very difficult to deal with. Now, obviously the weakness with Wisp, not that strong at the laning stage. We've seen teams shut this down before. We're running aggressive tri-lanes. But what are the aggressive tri-lane options for OOT? They don't really... I suppose Windrunner +2, maybe the Rubik could go into that position, but they've got 3 heroes that need quite a bit of farm and levels already, so I feel like this is a smart time to pick up the Wisp. Not going for it right away, but securing it before this next stage of bans.
Yeah, Wisp is a great hero to just give overall map dominance, and that's the way Navi likes to play. They like to dominate the entire map. And we've seen that teams have been making up for the lack of lane presence that Wisp has by just picking heroes that can lock down better, and then like a DPS. Like we see, by DPS I mean like a Coddle Blast, which does an insane amount of damage. So we've seen Empire, for example, pick up like Wisps, Coddle, and Ben, and then they'll have the target stunned for 3 seconds while the Coddle Blast is charging for the 300 damage.
And oh, by the way, they also have insane global mobility with that Keeper of the Light pickup, so
yeah,
just gives you another hero who can move around the map at will.
Pretty crazy. So
Yeah,
we've seen it lack, or make up for what Wisp lacks there, but...
Yeah, that's pretty smart. I don't think we'll see the Keeper of the Light since they already have Jakiro and Wisp, but Jakiro's sort of a similar role in a sense. He's your really powerful laning support where, you know, he does well at controlling the lanes and making sure nobody dies early. If they try to go in on you, it's a poor man's Fissure, but it's also a lot cheaper, more spammable. Pretty much ends the aggression. So I like this Wisp pick after having Jakiro and having a very survivable here in the Darkseer. Plus, if you look at OOT, they have a lineup that kind of wants to, you know, split push and stay in their lanes for a while, especially Quidapay to Windrunner. These heroes, often we see them by themselves, and that's where a Wisp plus anything will strike. I gotta point out, it is a LAN event. This is not an online match. This is Dreamhack Winter 2012, and of course, it's on LAN, which means you don't want to deal with that that Dendy Pudge, and it will get banned out here, along with the Tinker.
Does get banned out, yep. I was looking at the wrong bans. Yeah, it seems like OOT has done their research, and they pick up Chen here.
I don't think Navi's going to ban a Pudge. They would love to.
Yeah.
At most, their opponents will ban it, or they won't pick it. But, oh boy, here's our Wisp combo.
Yep. Wisp,
apparently your voice isn't working Dota TV, so I guess try toggling it. Hopefully that'll fix it. Sorry to everyone tuning in. We always have these hiccups with Dota TV, but once the game starts, it should get resolved. So, yeah, what do you make of this Chen pick? It is, I think to some extent, it kind of works to deal with the Chaos Knight Wisp. They jump in, they want to burst someone down quickly, and if Chen doesn't die instantly, he can heal them up, he can send them back to base and turn the fights around. I think it's a pretty smart pick.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows that OOT is, they're comfortable with their style, pretty much. I mean, they picked it before the Chaos Knight, and they knew something was going to combo with the with the Wisp, because you need something to combo with the Wisp for that global map presence and just ganking. And Chaos Knight is great, but it shows that OT is like, they're coming into this game with the game plan, and it was a fast pick Chen. They didn't waste any time on it. They knew what they wanted, and they went out of the gates with it.
Yeah, and you know, for Navi right now, it's got to be Dendy's hero, right? I mean, they've pretty much, it's up to what they want to give him. I don't see him playing any of these others, so what do you think for Dendy? I mean, what's left in the pool that's... Oh, this is interesting. Necrolite from OOT, but what does Navi do for this Dendy last pick?
Well, they want something that can fight early game and mid game, so I'm trying to think of heroes currently, but OOT has done some great picks and bans that have kind of made Navi's hands not so good. Like, they banned out the Pudge, they banned out the Tinker, they banned out the TA, and then they picked Quap and Windrunner in the 2 and 3 picks, meaning that there isn't that many mids left for Dendy to pick. I'm trying to think of some unconventional ones right now, but none are coming to mind. Probably because I've been up all night.
I mean, there is a Shadow Fiend in the pool. That's something I feel it's a little weak against OOT's lineup, especially with the Chen being able to smoke gank and Rubik being a nice setup. But no, who is Dendy playing? Is this some weird solo Wisp?
It's mid.
Really?
Oh no, you're not.
Solo mid Wisp? Dendy solo mid? Oh boy, this is Dreamhack, baby. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
this is interesting.
Yeah, Navi generally likes to play around a bit with their picks and opponents. They're a playful team. They like to have fun playing, and that's one of the great things about them. They aren't stuck in a basement, 12 hours a day. What? I'm just kidding.
Well, they might have been stuck above ground training. I have heard they were training pretty hard for Dreamhack. So let's go ahead and introduce... Well, let's start with the challengers. I gotta say, a pretty well-constructed draft. I feel like this could work for OOT if they can outplay Navi, which is an extremely tall order. But we have Frigo Leet on the support Rubik, heading towards that bottom lane. Cedar handling the Necrolite is saving a little bit of gold. We'll see what he builds off of that. Steph style, playing that Chen. Smoke of the Seat already picked up. Saiso as the solo mid Quidapay is rushing a bottle. And last but not least, it is Flox Plox. That's another cute name for this OOT squad. That's 2 for them, and he's playing the Windrunner.
Yep, and on Navi we have Pink player, captain of Navi, Puppy. On Gray, we have actually Navi Sasha Gray herself. I don't know who that is.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's I believe it's an American adult actress. So
adult entertainer.
Exactly.
Escort at times.
We know him as a host here, though.
Yeah. good old Xbox. On light blue, we have Dendi on Wisp, and it's going to be a solo mid-Wisp.
Yeah, this is... I think we've seen this 1 or 2 times, but it's been a while, and I don't know if... I can't remember if it was Dendi who played it.
Yeah, I've seen it out of the Fnatic RC team that came over from Han, but I haven't seen it out of Na'Vi ever.
And last but not least, we have Light of Heaven on Darkseer. I'm interrupting you because, well, apparently your voice still isn't working on Dota TV. Maybe try upping your mic volume a little bit. Do you see the little speech bubble? Because...
The battle begins.
Okay, cool.
And open mic has been retoggled. I see the little speech bubble, and it's pure white now, so...
Alright, guys, on the live stream, please let us know. Whoever's watching in-game, if you're still having trouble, let us know. We'll continue to try and work to get it fixed, but hopefully things should be okay. So we have an off-lane Darkseer for Na'Vi. Observer Ward already placed in the lane. We've actually seen this matchup in G1. We've seen this before, the Necrolite versus Darkseer, and frankly, Necrolite does pretty decently in this matchup. Most heroes get harassed out of lane by the Anshel, but he's got the heals, and he regens his mana pretty nicely with Sadas, so this matchup isn't too bad as far as the Darkseer matchup goes.
Yeah, and Light of Heaven is just getting harassed by Rubik and Necrolite on bottom right now, and he has Iron Shell first.
This could be trouble, though the Iron Shell is burning heroes low. But Light of Heaven is also taking quite a bit of damage. Telekinesis coin out in 9 seconds. He does have a salve. He will be forced to pop it, but he's got to wait. Smart by Frigo Elite, not auto-attacking, staying in range. Here comes Chen. This will be our first blood, unless Na'Vi strikes first stop. Light of Heaven, tangoing through the trees. No, Rubik doesn't get off the telekinesis. It won't be our first blood. He got blocked, and in the end, well, that looks like a good opportunity. Meanwhile, top lane, Flox blocks the 1 second stun and the wind run. Ice Pad to slow him down. Will they be able to bring him down? Reality Rift, pulling it back in. Na'Vi will strike first, just barely that last auto attack. I thought they had the Darkseer bottom. I really did.
Yeah, and something you don't... Most viewers won't get this, won't catch this, but a full creep wave at level 1 for a solo hero, as long as no creep gets denied, then you get level 2, and that's what Light of Heaven was going for playing around there. He knew that Rubik already used his telekinesis to lift him up in the air, and that's their only stun, so he was looking to get the surge and just get out of there, but he couldn't kill that range creep fast enough, so he took way more damage than expected, and because of that, he almost died.
Look at those auto attacks. He's just mauling this poor 1 armor Rubik. Darkseer's such a pain in the butt. Middle lane, meanwhile, Dendi getting aggressive, bringing Saiso low, tethering to the creeps to give himself a little bit of extra movement speed and just generally be quite a pain in the ass. Yeah, well, Dendi's doing well in this lane, 4 and 7 against Aquita Pain. That's pretty tough.
Yeah. I mean, Dendi is just a solo mid-master. So.
Can I interest you in some coffee, Painted Gold? In case you forgot, this is Dreamhack. This is Na'Vi on Landman. Come on. Oh, boy. But, yeah, Dendi's really... These orbs are super annoying mid lane. Saiso can't even approach the creep wave. This is great play by Dendi.
And this co-op is a ways off his bottle as well. He's 2 creeps off his bottle right now, and he really needs it to stay in the lane with the pressure that Dendi's putting on.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes this Mantle of Intelligence is a nice choice, but you're laning against Wisp. You should be okay for last hit anyway. He would have had it a little bit earlier, so maybe a slight mistake with the item build, because you got to figure Dendi's going mid as the Wisp. It's Dendi. He always goes mid pretty much.
Yeah.
But
even with
he's really struggling. He needs that bottle.
And he just picked it up, so things are looking up for him. On the other hand, this Moonrunner, after getting first blood, has not got a single shred of XP, and her tower is looking at being pushed right now.
Yeah, this is not fun. Well, she is level 2, that's something, but not really what you're hoping for 3.5 minutes in. You compare that to the Darkseer, already level 3. Windrunner being ushered way off of the tower. And Na'Vi just not going to let her get any experience, not going to let her defend the tower. Queen of Pain's dropping very low mid. Dendi wants to find a solo kill. What is Saiso doing? Oh no, he maybe could have tried to walk away there. The orbs were on cooldown for 3 seconds, the spirits. But he dies, and solo mid-wisp, generally frankly expect Queen of Pain to win this lane pretty handily. But it's Dendi solo mid, so 12 and 12 and getting to kill.
Yeah, I think that Wisp could have walked away from that. He had 2 bottle charges as well that he could have used. So, I think it was just a mistake from him, and he's playing against Dendy, so that's bound to happen.
Yeah, this is where the nerves might come into play. It's friggin' Dendy Sullivan. This is like running to Flash in StarCraft 2. Now he's made his transition over from Brood War. This is not really the ideal matchup. Bottom lane Cedar, they will go in. Dendy gets all the orbs on him, but isn't enough. Nice 2-hero stun with the telekinesis. Dendy going back to mid. It's 5 seconds. Will he untether? How much more will they commit to this? The orbs all going onto Frigo Lead. Down he will go. Light of Heaven dropping low. One more auto attack. They do get the counter kill, and frankly, I think that went about as well as you could expect. Although meanwhile, the struggles continue. Windrunner drops, and this is just not a lane that anybody can really lane against. These three heroes, just too much stun, too much nukes, and Navi's looking for a tier 2.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Navi went with such conventional picks, but I mean, these are best of ones, and you lose 2 of these games and you are out. So even if you lose by fluke, by just people playing bad, not communicating properly, they're tired or something, you're out. So you got to take them very seriously.
I think the way it works is it's possible there could be a 3-way tie for last place if there's 3 teams that go 1-1, I believe, and then you have one team that goes. I can't do the math in my head right now because I'm tired.
You are right. You are right.
It is possible for a 3-way tie, but you don't want to start off if you're Navi losing to sort of an unknown team in OOT.
So no risky strat coming out here. I mean, Wisp solo mid is risky enough as is.
So how do you feel about Navi's position right now? They don't really have too much. Well, they have the tier 1. They're farming well. Chaos Knight's getting a lot of farm. Dendy's already 25 and 14. He shut down the Queen of Pain. All seems pretty good. OOT does have a team that I think, with equal farm, does pretty well late game. Necrolight's not a bad way to deal with Darkseer either, just because constant heal spam is going to allow your team to sort of survive the illusions, the wall damage. I feel like OOT's not in that bad of a spot, but they are losing by quite a bit. Now bottom way, they go into Light of Heaven. Light of Heaven dropping low. There's the Ion Show. In comes Wisp. In comes Dendy. It's a Spirit Bomb. Disaster ensues. He wants Step Style. Arsart TP's in as well. Step Style will go down to the Dual Breath. TP out from the Necrolite. And oh boy, Dendy having a huge impact. 6.5 minutes in. Score now 6-2. And for me, it's all about this Dendy Wisp. He just comes in and it's like a suicide bomber. So much damage.
You phrased it so perfect right there, LD, with the Spirit Bomb.
It's brutal. It's so much damage. I mean, what do the orbs do when they're maxed? It's like, I think it's like 550 damage total, and if they all hit the same target, before reduction, of course, but
I think it's
scary.
500, hero damage 100. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
500, so.
No big deal.
It's still a ton of damage.
Well, let's check the gold graph since we have a pause here, and, well, I thought OOT was in an okay position. They are holding onto their towers, but they are getting dramatically out-farmed. They're getting ganked. Wisp is getting rolling. Chaos Knight hasn't been shut down, and they do have some squishy targets. We've seen that already just with the Wisp. The Wisp-CK combo yet to fully unveil itself, but already over 4K gold lead. Almost 4K experience lead, and that for me is the big one, because you look at OOT, these guys need a lot of levels, and they're really not getting them right now. Chen's still not level 6, Queen of Pain only 6, not 7 or 8, you'd like to see that. Rubik doing okay at level 4, Windrunner, this is the one you mentioned, is really struggling, she's 3, so OOT, somehow they got to get these levels, and I don't know if they're going to get the time. Navi, just such a global lineup with the Keeper of the Light and the Wisp.
Yeah, the Windrunner accidentally leveled up her skill as well. She got Windrun level 2 instead of Power Shot level 2, unfortunately.
Well, is that a mistake, or is that just sheer terror at Navi bearing down her into the lane?
It is sheer terror. She's frightened for her life at all times, especially with the Wisp on the map, but they really need that Power Shot max because they need all the damage they can get against Navi.
Apparently my voice is choppy on Dota TV. That fixes it for me. It's been fine for other events, but somehow this sort of thing always happens. So, hopefully that'll fix it. Well, Pate, as we look forward to the rest of the matches today, we do have at least a brief pause. Looks like we're going to resume now, but are there any matches you're particularly excited to see on day one of group play? It's groups A and B who both play today.
Yeah, I was actually quite interested. I haven't looked at the Group B matches, and I just looked at the schedule a couple hours ago. I don't remember them, unfortunately, but I was looking forward to the AL match that's going on the mainstream right now. because recently AL actually lost to that team.
Really?
That they're playing, yeah.
So 3D Max, they're a French team, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that like the Western Wolves guys, or is it a different roster?
It's a different roster, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so a totally different French team then.
Yeah.
There's only one French team in my heart, but
yeah, my good old black hole guy. What's his name? Bucking Mad. Right. Yeah.
Good old black hole guy. So Na'Vi for the moment just kind of content to just get as much farm and levels as possible. You see Havost farming that top lane, and they haven't abused these pulls maybe as much as I thought they would, but they have Keeper of the Light and Jakiro, and that's something. Well, if the game goes on like this much longer, they're just going to abuse the pulls even more. You can see Puppy already stacking them up.
Yeah, Dendy's picked up his phase boots. He's ready to go gang.
This is a manly Wisp, even though supposedly Wisp doesn't have a gender.
Yeah, he just kind of does.
Well, Necrolight's level 7. He's getting close to a mechanism. I feel like there's some glimmers of hope for the squad. I don't feel like it's 100% out of reach.
Oh yeah, for sure. And with the Chen heal as well, plus early mech, plus Necrolight. Necrolight's an untested hero in Dota 2 so far, competitively. He has so much potential in Dota 2. It's just that no teams have really ran him in a lineup where he can shine. And this is a good lineup where he can shine with the Chen, generally. You always want to run a Necrolight with the Chen, and then it's supposed to be a push and fight early and pressure strategy, but against Na'Vi... Oh... You see Light of Heaven going in.
That is a manly Darkseer. Now he's hoisting it. Well, using up his surge. Might actually die to this. Will there be enough burst damage? In comes Saiso blinking forward. The scream. It's not enough, and now Dendy is here. And Dendy. Oh, there's the hand of God. Keeps everyone alive. And I gotta say, that's a rather bold foray into the enemy jungle there for the Darkseer, and he pays for it.
He did. Mini heroes mid for out of Tangos.
Dire's top tower.
Meanwhile, Puppy just using that Keeper of the Light to full effectiveness, just killing off these huge creep camps, and now he can start to kill off the big one. This is going to get him probably up to level 8, I want to say.
Yeah. It's just so easy for him.
It really is. It's the easiest jungling of his life. I mean, just sit there, channel the spell, walk back, start channeling again. And the beautiful thing is you can bring them low while still stacking it. Because you're not constantly having to fight them, so you're not taking too much damage. In they go, looking onto Dendy. Dendy's gonna back off. I gotta say, he's had a couple of nice kills, but... You know, where are the openings for him? Because OOT aren't being aggressive anymore. They're really playing a lot more conservatively, and... Navi's farming elsewhere, but this Wisp so far has been... Not shut down, but hasn't continued to keep the pressure up as much as he might like.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Navi's gearing to give up a free tower mid. I mean, Puppy's doing his jungle stack. He just finished them. But that created an opening for out of Tangos to get this mid tower, or at least some damage on the mid tower. And that's a step towards taking the tower. Much needed gold that they could get.
Apparently, I stand corrected. 3D Max is actually Danish, not French. I was doing some Googling earlier. Maybe it's the sponsor organization that's French, or maybe I just need more coffee. Maybe it's just a bit early in the morning, but my apologies to fans of the team. We'll try and get more info as the day goes along.
Yeah, I haven't really heard of them, but they took down AL in, I forget what league it was, and yeah, I think it was a best of 3 as well, so that's good for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we could do about this Dota TV issue. People are saying it's making weird noises when it toggles. I'm baffled. This has not happened to me before. I've gone through all the audio settings. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we have, there was a Dota 2 patch today that might have changed things a bit. I know Valve is always looking to optimize their stuff, and sometimes when you optimize, it gets messed up. I don't want to blame them, so it's just a possibility. I mean, we haven't ran into this problem since a few nights ago. You cast a couple nights ago, some Thailand GST league, yeah. I believe.
Actually, last night, Philippines GST, although that wasn't in client, so... we'll see. Maybe someone will save us in the stream chat. But for now, OOT is looking to try and push the middle lane. It looks like Havost, or Light of Heaven rather, has disconnected for the moment. 1 and 3 for him. He's actually got every single death on this Na'Vi team, which is, I guess, standard for your offlane player. And OOT looks to push mid. They look to pressure this tier 1.
Yeah, and right now AA is in position. If Dendy goes top, they can pick up an easy kill on this Windrunner, I think. And then they can just pour mid and defend that tower. By that time, Puppy will hopefully be around there, and AA will also be there. So we'll have more heroes, probably, and more fighting power.
Yeah, I guess the one concern if you run this lineup which has all the heals is you got to get the heals off. And versus Chaos Knight Wisp and Twin-Headed Dragon, it can actually be... It's a lot of chain stun. And if Chen dies, you know, it's like once the one domino tumbles, the rest will fall. And I mean, same for Necrolite. These two are still relatively squishy. So I guess that's the one concern. On paper, the heals can help keep you alive, but in practice, there is a lot of burst damage on Na'Vi, and that could pose some trouble for OOT.
Yeah. I mean, the status aura for Necrolite is actually insane in fights. When you kill someone, kill a hero, it's so much regen. I haven't done the math on it, but it is much.
You get 600 mana over time, and I guess it's 24 HP, I think.
Yeah.
No, my math's definitely wrong for that. I think it's 240 HP and 600 mana, but it's over 10 seconds. I actually don't remember how long these stacks last, but it does stack up. It used to be just a flat 600, but he changed it.
Yeah, along with all the other heals they have, that is a lot of healing for Necrolite. And the mana is much needed for Death Ball's heal as well.
Oh, this is so clever by Dendy, tethering to his own illusion. Oh, the creativity on this one, but got to get in range to actually catch off Flox Plox. He now beats a hasty path towards mid and should be okay. So Na'Vi's still just sitting back and farming, not trying to pressure any of these towers, just content to, well, abuse the Keeper of the Light, I guess, to get ahead in terms of farm. What do you think? Should they be more aggressive, or are they fine just sitting back like this? And at what point, if any, should they look to strike? Oh, here they go.
Okay. Oh.
Well, there's your burst damage. No chance for that Necrolite.
Yeah, I didn't even see him die. I tried to click down there, didn't make it.
It was pretty much instantaneous, and I think he actually... No, he doesn't have the mech yet, but even if he did, probably wouldn't have mattered, and there's just no living through that amount of burst. Now Dendy does port back top, but he brings... Well, Chaos Knight is not with them again, so they're going to maybe look to go in. Oh, this could be bad. Frigo Elite's got to be careful. He's got to get back to that tower, and Dendy, who is smoked up, the smoke now dispelled. Wisp looks pretty much identical with or without smoke. Now Steph Style does get caught. Tether stun, 4-second stun, no chance.
Yeah, it's nighttime, so they went through the crevice in mid of fog where neither tower can see as long as no creeps or heroes are on you. And yeah, Steph Style had no chance there at the Chen player.
That was not the right arrow to draw, but the second one... Oh no, yeah. Chaos Knight gets a tower mid, and bottom tower is denied by Cedar, but still, they're losing their tier 1s, Paint, and... Well, this means you're up against a Wisp CK, and you don't really have map control. Normally a bad situation to be in.
Yeah, it's really bad. And, like, the thing about their team is, out of Tangos, is the fact that they grouped up 4 mid prior to, like, that kill, and... Ooh, Dendy and Sasha Gray are just waiting, Xbox. They're just waiting in ambush.
This is a bit manly, I think, but there goes the Phantasm. Now they want to go. They pull in Cedar, who's dropping low. Queen of Pain try to turn this around. Shackle on Sasha Gray. Havo should fall, but just won't die. Queen of Pain blinks forward. Now being healed up by Dendy, who I believe earned himself through that. Should be enough for Sasha Gray to live, and in fact, Keeper of the Light drives back Saiso, who is angling for a round 2, but they use the Hand of God. And I don't think they can fight again. Na'Vi can fight constantly. This squad, a bit reliant on having that Hand of God up, or they just die too fast.
Yeah, and not only that, they're just being outpowered right now. Like the Caudal Blast, they grouped up as 4 mid, and they couldn't do anything because their creep wave just got blasted. They got hit by blast, and that's just the end of their push. And their lineup is all about the push.
Uh-oh, here comes Savost and Dandy, best friends to the end. They want Saiso. Gets pulled into the tether stun. Now a 4-second. That will bring him down. Meanwhile, Necrolite gets the Jakiro, but in comes the Coddle Blast. Oh my goodness, you talked about the outpowering, and we are seeing it now. A power overwhelming from Navi. They're looking to die, but Sasha Gray gets picked off. Now Dandy in trouble. Overextending. Is he trying to run? A power shot will clean him up in the end. And Navi overextend, and this is a lineup that can punish that, and they do so. And Painted Gold is just shocked into silence.
No, I was just watching the blast, the Coddle Blast mid. The Windrunner had 425 health, and Coddle Blast did 375. I wanted to see how much actual damage with hero reduction was included in that.
Yeah, her remaining HP was a bit concerning, to say the least.
Yeah, the damage was 375, so...
Well, Navi, this is the benefit of doing all that pulling early. 4 staff up on Puppey, Chaos Knight working towards the BKB. Despite the death, probably only 3 or 4 minutes away from it at most. They're going to go for Roche now, mech up on Light of Heaven, and this is a Darkseer who really got shut down a bit in the lane. He did survive, but even then he was spending a lot of time not farming, not leveling. Even the Jakiro has Arcane Boots, so Navi, not the best late game, but they're just getting so many levels. And so much farm that it seems like it doesn't matter. OOT want to contest this. Oh, I don't know if they can fight.
They're gonna do it.
Rubik's got
Chaos Bolt. Yeah.
Level 4 Chaos Bolt could be big. Going in on the Puppey. Pulling it back in. Remember, he's got the 4-staff. Roshan dropping low. They got to commit to this soon. Roche will fall. Ice Pet on the Wildkin to ending that tornado. No vacuum in on 3. This looks to be bad, but Light of Heaven is the one who might get brought down first. Shackle on 2. Light of Heaven falls. Dendy, the next one you want to focus. Can they bring this pesky spirit down? Oh my god. No, they can't. He lives. Now Queen of Pain blinks forward. Sai Yao in the back lines of play. Doing some good cleanup. Now looking onto Puppey. Scream onto him. Ult already been used. Now getting Monolith. Ice Path. Gonna miss. Forced back. 2 for 2. And did they hold on to the Aegis? They did. So still a win for Na'Vi. But I gotta say, pretty good fight from OOT. They're showing... They're a little bit feisty this game.
Oh yeah, signs of life. That was a ballsy play to contest him at Roche, especially since Na'Vi has that strong combo in the river. The Darkseer, the Ice Path, and the Coddle Blast. And Siso is hunting Puppey right now, but they're aware of it.
This was spotted by a ward. Oh boy.
Yeah, Puppey was just doing a patrol dance. He slash danced it.
You know, Denny's up soon, and maybe they might look to go on this, but we'll see. Queen of Page's just going to TP out. So, in the end, dodges a bit of a bullet there. How are we looking? Gold graph. It's stabilized. It has stabilized, but it's still... Oh god, what is that? A 50% lead? They're 10k gold ahead. That is an enormous advantage. Almost 10k. As far as experience goes, 6,000. And they're getting the items, too. They're getting big, really key items. The mech is up. The one hero who doesn't really have many is Dendy, but he's sitting on 1,900 gold. Navi's still looking pretty good. The Chaos Knight, maybe once he gets his BKB, they'll start to get more aggressive, but they're going to start pushing bottom.
Yeah, Na'Vi is definitely going to be looking to fight all the time. That's just typical Na'Vi style. And A runs into a couple creeps right here.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is the relocate. Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair, he says. And then he dies.
Yeah, that Necrolite is so central to out of Tango's strategy as well. He's really just the vital piece.
Oh, how did I not think of this? Dendy's got a Blink Dagger. Of course Dendy would get a Blink on Wisp. This is actually pretty cheeky. Blink in, then tether back to your team, and just a really long-range initiation.
Yep.
Well,
you need to see it in practice.
I am not convinced, says Josh, says Pate Dota.
Yeah, he might have other uses for it that we just don't know yet.
That's true. Anything is possible with Dendy. But also they have the Surge, which is pretty nice to combo with Wisp as well. You can Surge in the Chaos Knight, then Wisp tethers forward to him. So they already have quite a few ways to use the Wisp in concert. For everyone still complaining about the mic issues, I really don't think it's on our end because, guys, we have tweaked everything that we have at our disposal. I know Dota TV has an issue when people don't have the best connection to the servers, well, it sounds like the mics are choppy because your connection to the server is a bit laggy, so that may be it. Again, we do apologize. If anyone knows how to fix it, let me know. So far, I don't know. Sasha Grey gets shackled to a tree or a post. God damn it. He's dropping low. Cedar, where's that ult? Need to bring him down, but he does have to Aegis. They don't want to use it yet. Vacuumed and trapped on the wall. Now the ult thrown out on the Light of Heaven. Ice Path, it's a backstab from the twin-headed Jakiro. Bit of a clunky fellow to be doing that, but working out so far. Now the 3-second stun. Frigo Elite gets picked off, and in these chaotic team fights, it will favor the Queen of Pain and the Wisp Chaos Knight, and so far, those are the ones who are picking up kills, and the rest are struggling, but overall, Na'Vi seem to be getting a bit of an advantage. Now the tether onto Havost, and I think that should spell the end of the aggression. The Blink Dagger still on its...
No, it does not spell the end of the aggression. They got a Wisp TP in mid, and Windrunner, you poor soul, you.
They don't like gingers over on Na'Vi.
Yeah, assuming you do have a soul. What?
Na'Vi doesn't like their gingers. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah. Russia's a very racist country.
So steamrolls in mid and then immediately gets the hell out of there. Just trying to stall this push. Has not progressed at all on items. And that's the big concern for OOT. Nobody has progressed. Chen, I guess he's going for a Necronomicon, but even that's a long way off. Rubik, no arcane boots, desperately poor. Even Saiso, only 1,200 gold. And the key here, like you said, the Necrolite, he's got to stay alive to keep his team alive in these fights, but he's not getting any items that allow him to do so. Power Treads and Mech at 19 minutes in, this is not going to cut it versus the amount of burst damage Na'Vi have.
Yeah, if he can get a Vitality booster and Shiva's up, he has this game on lock. That's the conditions of winning this game.
He called it. You guys heard it. If he's wrong, then go flame him. Twitter.com/PaintDota. A bold prediction.
Well, I don't think he's going to, but if he does, then they've done well for themselves.
Yeah.
And I've turned my open mic up all the way, and you know, LV, do you get that like red mic on the side a bit?
Yeah, that's when you're not talking, and then when you are talking,
good.
It should be a bright white one.
Yeah, it's a bright white one.
Middle lane, huge engagement breaking out. Havost going on to Plox with the BKB. There's nothing to stop this horse. That is one angry, glowing horse. He wants some kills. He wants Cedar. Pulled back into the Phantasms. Instantly brought down. Now onto Saiso. Can he at least escape? I think they just smoked to try and chase, but that is immediately dispelled. And in the end, it's only Queen of Pain and poor Rubik who survive. For the moment, I say, for the moment, there won't be another relocate because it was already used. Oh boy, this Chaos Knight just killed everyone. They can't stop the horse.
Yeah, if you didn't catch what Dendi pulled off there, he actually ported into the middle, and then he shift Q'd Blink, and then he stunned pretty much every hero in the mid. It was like a burrow strike, pretty much.
So what you're telling me is Wisp is a Sand King with a global mobility spell in the hands of Dendi only.
Yes, pretty much. When you send him mid and in the hands of Dendi.
Well, it seems to be working. Global burrow striking Wisp. Oh man, this one you don't see every day. This is the kind of thing that, you know, Na'Vi might try to do it online, but it's so much easier to execute on LAN. And they're a team who just plays, you know, they really rise to the occasion at events like this. So yeah, I'm impressed by what we've seen so far.
I would go as far to say that they don't really try online.
Well, you wouldn't be alone in thinking that. There's quite a few people who will claim that and say that, and only Na'Vi know the truth. We've certainly seen some silly things from them at times. Reaver now up on Havost, and they're just looking to barrel down this top lane. All the outer towers done. Aegis has expired. I don't think he actually lost at any point.
He lost it, yeah. He lost it at the Roche fight.
I'm pretty sure. Well, either way, it's gone now. It is respawning soon. Maybe they'll wait for that. Maybe they'll wait for the heart. But they're almost at a point where I think they can just go high ground.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. They want to go high ground. They don't want to wait for Roshan.
That's no fun. That's not how you win in style.
Yeah. They have to keep their dignity.
OOT is kind of accepting defeat. They try to smoke up, but I think these creeps, they might have just narrowly missed it. But
they're going for Vos.
This is not the hero you really want to initiate upon.
He has a BKB, and they only have one disable.
And they have a Wisp. I think if the Wisp ports in, they just all die, honestly.
Yeah.
This is not looking good.
They have to do 2.4k damage in 3 seconds.
Instantly, and they've got to chain summon. Almost all their damage is magical. Arsart, however, is a much easier kill. He gets shackled. It looks like now the BKB comes out. Phantasm trying to focus down Steph Style, who is still surviving through this. Now onto Cedar. Cedar will fall. That's the Necrolate down. That's key hero keeping everyone alive. Dendi dropping low in the midst of this. Has the Blink Dagger. Will he blink forward to set up another tether stun? No, not yet. They're going in opposite directions, and then they go back. Oh, the executions continue to mount. Na'Vi just... Oh, they relocate forward, looking for Steph Style. Also looking for the Queen of Pain. Dendi blinks into the trees. Now the Reality Rip. They're just pouncing all around. This is like watching cats hunt mice, and oh, these mice are sad.
Steph Style, great hiding place from you. You are not being found.
Yeah, it worked.
You have won the cat and mouse game.
And I'm surprised that it worked too, because the spirits do give you some vision. And you know, Dendi, he normally is going to dive to the ends of the earth for those kills, but hey,
you know,
they dodge a bullet.
Normally in cat and mouse, there's only one cat, but on Na'Vi, there's 5 cats.
There's 5 cats.
Hunting the mice.
And you can even go so far as to say there's 8, because now Havos gets 4 knights to work with when he uses his ult. And of course they have the Darkseer as well, so they get an army of mice of their own, plus a bunch of cats. It's a lot of animals to deal with, man.
It is.
It's also Heart of Terras coming now. This is gonna be trouble. They already couldn't kill him once. Oh, Shackle on 2. I gotta say, this Windrunner had some nice shackles. Dendi getting focused down. Queen of Pain ult. Pretty decent hits on a few. Dendi will fall. Can he buy back? He cannot, because he just tried to buy a BKB. So in spite of that, Havos says, screw it, man. We're diving for these kills. Now the wall dropped. Everyone vacuumed in. This is that vacuum ice wall. Absolutely insane combo that we were talking about. The BKB is here. When is Havos going to use it? Just killing everyone by himself. Now the BKB has the Reality Rift and will kill the Windrunner. Triple kill for Havos.
He spares no one.
Oh boy. Merciless. This is brutal. And that was without the Wisp.
Yep.
Well, no surprises
Dendi died
here.
gave them false confidence. They were like, Dendi's dead, we have this.
All a part of the plan.
Both says no. With a big 576 crit.
Yeah, and it's just without any true damage item. Sure, Chaos Knight scales well with strength, but, you know, he hasn't gone for anything that gives you tons of damage, and you really don't need to. It's just the hero naturally has such good DPS capabilities, and it's not like they can kill him either. There's no answers for this Chaos Knight. Na'Vi, an expected victory, but just looking to be an easy game win for them at this point.
Yep, it's expected win. It'll put them in the groups. Good.
Yep, good, and vacuum into the ice wall. This is that combo again. Oh, it's just so damn cheesy. Now onto the Windrunners, dropping low. Might survive. Nope, just kidding. Oh my god, this is like 5 butchers for 1 piece of meat. This is just such overkill. Na'Vi with the triple. Finally, OOT have had enough, but Havos hasn't. Ultra kill for him, diving the fountain. And that'll be a team wipe on the side of OOT. And finally, I think Na'Vi are going to look to end this game.
The Quap wants more, he says.
This guy's a masochist. Dendi wants more too. Oh. Now it becomes that good old game of whack-a-mole, except this mole got found and Saiso's dead. No chance.
Good try, Saiso. Oh, and he just leaves. Disconnects.
Yeah, before that he thought he could fight on, but that was...
Yeah.
This is some fountain camping now.
Turning point.
Yeah. It's tough having to play Na'Vi as your first big match on LAN. At least that I'm aware of from these guys. This is a learning experience. I think you can call it that.
Yep.
What did we learn from this match, Pate?
Well, we learned that you shouldn't give Na'Vi Darkseer and THD. Possibly. I mean, that combo is really good and Na'Vi runs it really well. The problem with that combination is that once you get BKBs, kind of loses almost all its effectiveness. But Na'Vi is really good at pressuring before the enemy gets BKBs, so they're the strongest team with the combo.
Yeah, you know, where are you going to farm those BKBs is pretty much... After the 10-minute mark, there was really nowhere to do it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap it up. It's only a best out of 1, but Na'Vi take this group stage match versus OOT, so they move up to 1-0. They get a couple of points for this win. OOT still searching for their first win, but it is early, and they will have some opportunities in the future. I believe our next match will be OOT versus 3D Max, so the two teams not expected to move out of this group. if one of the, I'm not sure how 3D Mac's doing against AL, but that stream, if it's still going, will be, of course, at twitch.tv/DreamhackDota. I'm LD. He's Painted Gold. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to follow and support him, twitter.com/PaintDota. But stay tuned. We'll be coming back with more games. Next up should be 3D Max versus OOT. Stay tuned for that.